Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer and I'm playing Europa Universalis. Now we're in turn 3 of the second age, and as you can see, the Austrians are pretty far ahead. Then come the Brits and the Turks and the Spanish not too far apart, and there's again kind of a gap. And then we have Poland and France. Now in this turn, the big deal was, until now, the annexation of Aragon by the Spanish. Spain is now a massive empire controlling the Western Mediterranean, parts of Italy, and even over here, Central America. England is Protestant. The French and the Austrians, they had that big war, and they're kind of still recovering from that in the last turn. The Ottomans are constantly expanding their empire. Right now they are attacking the Mamelukes here. And the Poles prepared during the last turn for that war, for a big scale attack against the Austrians. We will see the struggle in the Balkans pretty soon. This is a power struggle where you can score a lot of points, and the Poles prepared for that. Now, Austria is in a pretty bad shape. They had that war against France that did cost them a lot of resources, and what might have been even worse, they were hit by the plague that, well, covered all northern Italy and parts of Austria themselves. So that that did also cost them a good part of their income. So they're not in a good shape overall. They had to take a loan, and they have no army. But they did a pretty good trade during this turn. The Poles, on the other hand, they had a ton of cash. They hired a really advanced army. They got 2 cav, 2 cannons, lots of troops, and yeah, they're in a very good shape. So their plan is now basically to attack here. They managed to find 2 cards that would be very helpful here. We have the Force March, which seems to allow at least partly to ignore the restrictions for mountains, as well as the Logistics Master, which also allow you to bring more troops over the mountains with a single cube than you usually could do. Mountains were always kind of a barrier that the Austrians were counting on, but now it's looking not that good anymore. So the Poles start, and what they got to do is they need a claim before they can attack, probably here in Royal Hungary. And then in the upcoming turn they can declare war and kick it off. However, we got a card here which comes with attrition. And this is something that isn't great for the Poles, because if the Poles declare war before that card is triggered, that means they will lose, I think, basically about 1/3 of their army. I think for every 3 units you lose 1. So that would be 1/4. That's, or is it 1/3? No, for every 3 units you lose 1. Yeah, that's 1/3, obviously. So that's pretty dangerous for them. But here's the thing. If they wait, they could trigger that event themselves now. That would mean that they will be not yet in battle, in war. If they do it before the declaration of war, so they would not take the attrition, because only the empires that are at war are affected by that. However, if they do that, that would give the Austrians time maybe to pick one of the other cards, and then they could pass. And if they pass, it's no longer possible to declare war. So that is a serious issue that the Poles have here. And I just realized it now during the turn, during the last turn, that this could actually be a real problem for the Poles. If they wait longer and the Austrians realize, okay, we got a big army there, and you know, maybe a claim is placed here, that means war, then they could pass. But before they can pass, they have to take an event. So they are not allowed to pass right now. The Poles take that event here, then the Austrians will have the time to grab themselves an event and then to pass. So do the Poles take the risk or not? I believe they cannot afford to do this. This is a big chance for them. The Austrians are badly hurt, and the reason was the plague. They had no income, or very little income compared to their usual standard, and therefore it was extremely hard for them to recruit an army. Or it would be. They can't do it right now. So that is a good chance. However, it kind of seems that the Austrians until now were not too impressed by what the Poles did. You know, they did their spy network. They were pretty cool. Maybe they have no real suspicion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a die, and on a 6, I will first trigger that event. But that means probably that the Austrians will be able to avoid the war. So let's see. Let's see if the Poles are too careful here. It's a 5, so they're taking a risk, and that means the Poles will fabricate a claim. It only costs a single cube because this is an upcoming card, so they can place a claim in Royal Hungary by simply discarding a single cube instead of the usual 2 that would be necessary. So we're going to place it here, and now the Austrians know what's going on. So now the Turks will draw a card, and they do another military action. So I assume they will continue attacking the Mamelukes, probably Syria. Let me see. Military action, they are at war. Is the army twice the size as the target strength? I gotta check that. Well, they have no manpower left anyway, so that doesn't really matter, I guess. So therefore it goes on. The army is on the board, so that means they cannot siege. Yeah, move army to enemy area in range. Prefer the largest enemy force. Okay, so yeah, I guess they will simply... Although, that's tough. They now control the Mediterranean. So let's see, maybe... Prefer the... Then... Largest enemy force, which is less than the... Okay. They could transport 9 units across the eastern Mediterranean, because a naval bridge is always 9 units. By the way, we have to spend a cube. And we have to discard a military card. So they could, in theory, they have the chance not to go here, but also to go somewhere else. It should be the largest force, which is smaller than the army. So we have an army of possibly 9. If we go to Egypt, for example, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that a small city or a large one? That's a large one, actually. Yeah, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that would be also 9. Now let's see. Is it equal or is it smaller? Prefer the largest enemy force, which is smaller or equal than the own area. So I assume they will actually move to Egypt and attack that. Let's move the army over here. That means, though, that some of these are placed on the side because they cannot move with more than 9 across their naval bridge. So let's flip them. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And now we have a battle here. And that means we gotta roll basically 9 standard dice. That's a tough battle. Okay, so these are 4 hits against the Austrians. Against the Turks, my goodness. There we go. And I get another 4. Wow, that's another 4 hits. Okay, so they have only a single unit left. That was pretty brutal. Okay, now I think from the... How many units were destroyed? I think they lost 8. Yeah, that makes sense. So they lost 8. I gotta check. I don't want to. So wait a second. I don't want to mess this up. The half of them should go in there. Oh man, but some of them come from this. This is getting fiddly. But keeps 4 units, and these other units go away. And these 4 can be simply hired again, and these are pretty much exhausted. So the bot gets a victory cube. It was a close victory, but he gets a victory cube. And that's it. That was a pretty brutal battle. And yeah, it was a bit questionable. But I think that's where they actually would have attacked. It clearly said the largest enemy force, which is equal or smaller than the bot. And that force here was exactly the same size. So I guess that was the right thing to do. And now we come to the French and we draw another bot card. And that is a diplomacy. Okay. So, but the French also are at war. They are at war with Genoa, So they're going to spend 3 cubes. No, wait a second. I made a mistake. I'm sorry for that. I'm going to leave the card here on top. I'm not even sure. No, it was the right thing to do. They did that. Yeah, no, it's correct. They're going to do a diplomacy action, a military action for 3 cubes. And I assume they will attack Corsica. So let's see. It is actually exactly as I expected. We're going to move over here with a naval bridge. We have a ship here, so we can do it. And that means we will now fight Corsica. There's only a single die roll to do. They only have 1 unit there. So that shouldn't be easy. Should be easy. Okay, we lose 1 unit, but that's no problem. And we've won the battle. That gives the French another cube. And that's it. And we go to the Spanish. So I got a lot of ships here. I got my ship over there. I got a feeling maybe it's the right time for trade. So I want to do this. I don't need too much luck to get a good income here. So let's see. We got fur, and we can already see North America, so that would be an option. We got fish, that would also work. And we got cloth, and even that would also work in the Adriatic Sea. But that's not that great. I have basically only 1 trade power here, then the guy here. I don't think this is too exciting, but it could give me maybe 5. But there's also this other guy, but there might be a tie break then. Let's see, we got Venezia, no, but the Austrians do. Milano, Brescia, yeah, that would go to the Austrians, so I would not gain anything. What about the fish? Sevilla, Lisboa, Porto, Coita. Coita, where is that? Lisboa. That is all Portuguese. So, but I have a lot of ships here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the city of Sevilla. So I would have 6. That would give me $7. That's actually pretty awesome. What about the fur? I wouldn't get anything. I don't get anything. I need to be in North America, and I'm in the Caribbean Sea. So that doesn't give me anything. Yeah, I would be in the Northwestern Atlantic, New England, Hudson Bay, Canada, all these. In the Caribbean Sea, there's not a ton of fur to get. So it seems like it's actually simply fish. But hey, that gives me $7, and that's not too shabby. Oh, Britain, what are they gonna do? I think I just continue doing my development, my missionaries here. Get rid of some of these Catholic areas. Seems a little bit dangerous otherwise. So yeah, I guess I'm simply gonna place a marker here, or maybe even here. Doesn't really matter that much, I guess. Yeah. And then pretty soon this will be all Protestant, and then I don't have to be afraid anymore about any additional unrest. Okay. So let's see. Now it's the Austrians. Okay, what are they planning to do? Well, we can now clearly see there is a threat here, but I'm actually thinking about not hiring an army yet, and the reason is I can fire off the attrition when the Poles make an attack. And until then, or when the Poles declare war. But when that happens, I don't want to have an army, right? So I think I'm going to wait. What I do is instead, I play the exceptional year because I need money. That's my big issue. That's my big problem. I want to hire an army. I got a lot of cubes, but I need money. And the exceptional year will help me there. The problem is I wanted to keep the 3 cubes to become counter-Protestant. You can do this by either paying 3 cubes or losing a stability. But I need the money, so I guess I'm going to take the stability loss. Kind of sucks, but I will do it anyway. Okay, I may remove 1 rebellion. You know, I'm going to remove the one down here. Although this is Orthodox. But I have tolerance. Maybe that is not such a bad idea to remove this one. Because otherwise that's kind of hard to get straight. And then I get $9. That's great. Definitely need it. And we go back to the Poles. And here the Austrians possibly made a mistake. The reason is they should have taken one of the... that's interesting. Now the Poles have the time. Yeah, the Austrians should have taken... It's really tricky. The Austrians could have taken an event now. If they did, it would have been hard for the Poles to avoid the attrition. But now the Poles have enough time to grab the Council of Trient, and in this way, of Trent, and in this way they can trigger the attrition before they declare the war. And I think this is something I want to do. Yeah, so let's do it. Place a counter-reform token in central Italy. All Catholic player realms must choose either to go counter-reform or not. So let's do that. There's our token. And now you can either pay 3 admin or lose 1 stability to adopt counter-reformed as a state religion and place a counter-reformed token in your capital area. Okay. So counter-reform is good to fight Protestantism. Protestantism is a so-called infectious belief. That means it will spread out, triggered by a specific event. But counter-reform is the same. So it kind of is this battle between the two faiths. And yeah, if you have counter-reform, you have a real chance against Protestantism, and it's much easier to fight it instead of using your missionaries and your development cards. Okay, so the Catholic bots, so France, they will take an unrest. That's basically what losing 1 stability means if you are a bot. So I guess they take the unrest here, and that allows them to go counter-reform. The Spanish I don't know. I mean, I got 3 cubes. I could do it. But I have a feeling maybe I actually will not need this. We have the French that are counter-reform. We have a counter-reform token here in Italy. We might have the Austrians that maybe go counter-reform. It looks like they could. So maybe it's actually not necessary for me. So again, I'm going to roll a die here. And I think, I don't really have a feeling. I think on a 1 to 4, I'm not going to do it. Okay, so I will also go counter-reform. Okay, so I'm going to spend my 3 cubes. And I'm going to go counter-reform. Yeah, I think that was not necessary, but okay. And oh, and we can place a counter-reform token in the capital area. Yeah, so I really don't think that this is necessary, but okay. So we place one here, and we also have to place one. Oh, that's interesting. Actually, that probably means that this diverse faith stuff goes away, and that definitely helps the French. Nice. There we go. The English are Protestant. The Austrians definitely want to do it. There we have the Reformation going on. And so that they want to do this. They don't have any admin anymore. So they're going to lose a stability, but that's worth it. At least that's what I believe. And now this also becomes counter-reform. And the Poles, they also want to do that. They have a ton of stability here, so they simply pay 3 cubes. And that's it. We got a massive counter-reformation. I don't think that Protestantism will be terribly strong in this game. But okay, we have the English. Maybe. We'll see. So that's it. And now we come to the attrition. There is no effect because, oh, that is actually not true. The Turks are at war. And France is at war. So they will take attrition. For every 3 units, that's interesting. So this guy will simply, I think this single guy will actually go away. Crazy. It says 1 land unit for every 4. So that means they don't have to do it. These guys lose 1 because they got 6 and the others are not at war. Okay, now we come to the dynamic player realm expansion. I wonder if there's something special going on if they are at war. But the Portuguese, well, the Polish player took the turn, so maybe they say, you know, maybe I can mess here with the Spaniards or something. Let me check that. I think the Polish player, I thought about placing it here, but that's not, oh, it is. I think they are, yeah, they face the Central Atlantic from H2 for DNPRs with a port facing the Atlantic Ocean. You may instead on any vacant territory. So I think we screw a bit with the Spanish here. We place it here in Guyana. Maybe the Spanish wanted to expand there. You know, actually, I think I might be even able to place it. You know what? Is that a vacant territory? That's an interesting question. There's a claim. Is it vacant? That would be cool. So I don't have a clear answer to that, but I guess it should be possible. I'm gonna place the marker here. It is allowed to place it on cities underneath, so I don't see a reason why it should not be allowed to place it underneath a claim. So I'm going to place it in the Antilles, and that is definitely not cool for the Spaniards. They wanted to colonize that. They kind of want that for the... Yeah, they want that for the Spanish Main, but they don't need it for the Spanish Main. But it kind of sucks. And... okay. And then we have to check the Mamelukes. So I got a feeling maybe I want to mess around here. So I place a token here. This becomes an unrest area, and yeah, maybe that makes life for the Turks a little harder. And then the squares get an illness marker. That's the last thing that happens. Yeah, so the Spanish king, which is a good one, Fernando V, he gets a marker. The advisor Francis, which is a good one, gets a marker. Henry VIII, Armand. So yeah, there's actually Hussein, and that's it. Let's check for the next event. The witch trials. You gain 1 military and 1 unrest. Then twice pick an area with a city that is either a Catholic area adjacent to a Protestant area or vice versa, and add 1 unrest to 2 cities or vassals in this area. Players with cities in the targeted areas or areas adjacent to them lose 1 stability. Players with the tolerance idea may immediately remove all unrest thus gained in an area by placing a diverse faiths token in that area. Okay, wow. And we got the spread of beliefs and rebellions. So that's an explosive card, it seems. Okay, so it's the Turks again, the bot. And what's kind of weird is that only 1 guy survived here. But instead of hiring a new army, it seems that they simply will siege. So, and that will take them now obviously a while. So what they're going to do is they're going to spend a cube and then simply siege the first province here. So I guess they're going to take this out. Oh, look at that. We don't have any more small provinces. So what we do now is, this is the first player who actually comes into this situation. Let's see. We need a marker. I guess this one. Yeah, that's interesting. That's a tax income, and on the other side it's the bot income. That's pretty cool. And we place that here. And then we simply add now 20 new discs in here, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so the bot sieged this for 1 cube because they only have a single unit in their army. And we see now here again 20 more of these towns. So there's still a lot of room for expansion here. And now let's see what the French bot does. they did their siege of Corsica. So I think right now they cannot siege anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they spend more than they have left. But he is at war and he has more than 4 left. So that means he continues acting. And there are also bot cards left. So that means he's going to draw a new bot card. And he's going to go for the event. Okay. So let's see. That's a 4. Is there an opponent's event revealed? Yeah, definitely. There are actually 2 of them. Pick such an event. Gain 1 if there are ducats on the event. Okay, now the question is, which one would that be? I think I'm going to roll here. Yeah, I'm going to roll. It's either that one or that one. These are both opponents' event. Okay, so we're going to grab the Wars of Religion. This is a French... Well, actually, I think not. Because maybe we should actually select that guy. I guess we actually should select the opponent. And there... Wait a minute. Yeah, so we roll a die. And if it's 1 to 3... They're going to take the Spanish one because they have more victory points. If it's 4 to 6, well, actually the Spanish have also a higher tax income. I think they will go and grab the Spanish event. Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that because the Spanish have the highest tax income and they also have more victory points. And then they're going to resolve option B. So this is the Portuguese crown. That gives, because there was money there, that gives them a cube. And I got to check if there are special rules for the bot. I don't think so. They are not worth this. Castile gains 1 victory point. The bot gains 2 diplomacy. So I'm going to check if there are special rules for this event, but I highly doubt it. At least not for the French bot, I guess. Okay, so that means indeed it follows the standard rules. Castile gains 1 victory point. And the bot gets 2 more cubes. And now Castile has the option to get Felipe II. Now, he's not that... he is, compared to Fernando, he's terrible. He's really, he's got 3-2-2. The other guy is 2-4-3. It's not terrible, but it's clearly less good. However, there is a chance that we might end up in an interregnum. But I got a royal marriage here. Yeah, but this is not... this leader is even worse. So, yeah, okay, screw it. I'm gonna go with that guy. I'm gonna take the new leader. So Fernando dies or whatever. And we have a new leader, Felipe II. Not that great. He's a good administrator, which is important for for colonization, man. I don't know. It's not that hot. It clearly isn't. So, and then it is actually Spain, but first we have to bring this here Gotta place new money. Couple of bucks here. $2 here. And then we're gonna draw a new card. Oh, a comet sighted. Ugh. So the end is nigh. All players lose 1 stability. You gain 2 admin and may discard up to 3 milestones and or unpicked non-basic ideas and draw random replacements of the matching type. Or it's an omen. Choose an area adjacent to your realm. All players with cities in this area lose 1 stability. Okay. And it has the square. So it seems like I think the Spanish king would have died. Yeah, he would have died. So it was a good decision of the Spanish to take a new king, Felipe. Yeah, it sucks. This fantastic advisor, Francis, he will also die. But okay. And a couple of others too, it seems. Okay. So then, let's continue with the Spanish. I think what I'm going to do is I will actually colonize. That costs me all my colonists because I don't have any admin. But I think I will use my full pool of colonists to do a colonization here at the Mississippi. So the claim goes away, I guess, and that gives me a colony there. Okay, and now I think I did the Spanish main successfully. Own 3 of Mississippi, Florida, Antilles, New Granada, Guyana, or La Plata. I hope I didn't mess this up. We got New Granada, we got Florida, we got Mississippi. Okay, so we did that. That gives me 2 more points. And then it says gain 2 colonists or pay 1 admin. Okay, I cannot do that. I don't have any more. But I'm going to take the 2 colonists. There we go. Okay, great. So we scored. And yeah, I mean, the Spaniards are not doing bad. So the English play the revolutionary ideas. It's a bit of a shame, but they want the tolerance, and if they would have kind of researched another idea, they might have been able to get an additional point or something, but that simply saves them a cube. So I think they will do it anyway. So research the idea at the cost of just 2 cubes of the matching type. Oh, we cannot do this because we don't have enough stability. You need a stability of 0. So we cannot do this because we are at -1. Okay, that means yeah, what does it mean? I think I'm going to do a explore action. And let me see. Yeah, so I'm going to use 2 cubes, a military and a diplomacy cube. And I'm going to move a ship. Got to take one of these. I can move it up to 2 spaces. So we're going to move here, and then we're going to move over here into the northwestern Atlantic. And now we can do our exploration roll. So let's see. As long as we don't roll a 3, I think we should be even okay with a 3. Yeah, so let's see. Okay, that's a 1. That is a good one. I'm simply going to grab New England, I guess. Place a claim there. And that was a successful exploration. Yeah, let's simply take this one. And that's it. Okay, nice. So the Austrians, they expect now an attack from Poland. But what's funny about it is they might still get a chance to score King Albert's legacy. Because right now... Oh, wait a minute. Own or vassalize all provinces in Royal Hungary. Wow, they have that. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that. They have that. So they can score that, I guess. The problem is... So here's the thing. They basically reached that goal because they basically reached this entire goal when they were controlled by a bot. And then you also score points for other things. So what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to give them the points for that. Because I think that makes no sense. That would kind of give them the opportunity to score points twice. And I think that would not be fair. Yeah, I think that doesn't make any sense. It's a bit tricky, but I think that would completely unbalance everything. It's already kind of a questionable situation to, you know, to kind of change bots during the game. But I think I'm not going to allow them to score these points again. But I could allow them maybe to get the 2 military cubes or a claim. You know what? I guess I'm going to give them a claim in Serbia, in Croatia and Bosnia. Because this is kind of the effect of that thing that they couldn't get from the bot. But I'm not going to allow them to score the points again. It's just my decision. I'm going to play it like that. So I'm going to remove this card. But this one, I'm pretty sure if they manage to get Bohemia and even just vassalize it, that would give them the 4 points. The problem with that is if they want to vassalize Bohemia, they basically lose 3 troops that they could get for free against the Hungarians, because they could use the alliance with Bohemia to get 3 free troops. So that's tricky. What is more important here? So I think we need more cash. So I'm going to do a second trade action here. It's a pretty desperate measure, but maybe I do a lucky draw and I get a couple of more bucks. I have to recruit an army. It's all about the cash. I have the manpower. I just have to get the money to be able to recruit a big army. And another problem is I don't have a general. But okay, let's hope for the best. Maybe I'm lucky here. Now that doesn't help. The wine, okay, that would be the Adriatic Sea. That might be worth it. Cloth, Saxony again. That's a shame. I already did a trade there, and you cannot trade twice in the same area. But we got the Adriatic Sea. So we got Ragusa, Bari, Morea, and Naxos. Okay, I mean, at least I got 2 trade power here. That gives me 4 bucks. That's not amazing, but it's something. It's a shame that I cannot get another one. But I don't see... how. No, there's nothing I can do. I don't own Sara? No. Ragusa would be okay. Rijeka would be okay. No. Yeah. Okay, I can't do it. Anyway, I'm going to do the trade there. That gives me $4. Yeah, that's worth something, I guess. We really need cash here. We really do. Okay, and now, as expected, we see a declaration of war of the Poles against Austria. They have a claim here against Royal Hungary. So yeah, we get that now. No big surprise here. So we're going to place a marker here. And yeah, we're at war. So now we got here, and this is a bit tricky, and I'm not sure how to play that. We got the forced march or the logistic master. Both would allow me to move an army now, but I have to pay a cube. But usually when you declare war and no immediate battle is triggered, you kind of get that action for free. So I wonder, maybe I can play the card and not pay the cost. It seems to make sense in a way, because you also don't have to pay an additional cost for activating an army, if you understand what I mean. So I would say it makes sense just to say, hey, I just play the card and then get the cube for free. So the rules just talk about the action. They simply say you can activate the units for free, but it doesn't talk about the cards. I think I'm going to play the cube, but it feels a little bit, you know, maybe, I don't know. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I think I will play, well, let me see. I also want to possibly play a general. I'm actually thinking about playing the forced march. It seems this card also allows me to cross the mountains. You cannot really ignore it, but it says move an army up to 4 spaces. And if you move across a mountain border, you have to pay an extra space, or it costs an extra space, but it doesn't talk about spending extra cubes like it usually would. So, but I wonder, maybe I should actually keep the card. Because that guy could die if things go wrong. And the logistic master, that's a tough choice here. Here I could also ignore mountains. That's the thing. This guy, John, is actually a pretty good ruler. He's in a way better than this guy. So if, you know, we got a square here, so it seems not impossible that this leader could die, maybe. And so therefore, maybe I should better pay this card. So I think, yeah, this allows me to do a free recruit action, which is also really awesome. Hard to tell. It really is hard to tell. I mean, both cards are great. don't think that my leader will die. I think it's not that likely. And so therefore, I'm going to take the forced march. I'm going to pay a cube again. Kind of sucks. I really don't know if I should. But I'm going to do it now. And then I'm going to move my army across the mountains. And yeah, so we will go one... Oh, no, yeah, why not? I think I'm going to go to Royal Hungary right away. And that's it. There is no battle or anything. Do I want to hire a general? Well, as long as these guys... Well, maybe I want to. They might... I don't know. Yeah, I think I want to do this. So that costs me another cube though. But I'm kind of running out of cubes, but I think I want to do this because I'm kind of expecting an attack by the others. They haven't yet recruited an army, but they are trading like crazy. They obviously want money. And I don't know if I get the chance to still hire a general if they recruit in the same area and immediately a battle is triggered. I simply don't know that. Maybe, I don't know. But I don't think I have to look that up. I want that general anyway. Okay, and then it's the Turks again. And they continue their siege down there in Egypt. So, let me see. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they're going to spend one more. Yeah, of course, because they are at war, so they're going to go on for quite a while, I guess, with that. Doesn't matter. They're going to siege this town here. Okay, the French. 3, 6, 9, 10. Yeah, they're going to go, and we got to... I think they're going to simply draw a card, though. Yeah, so let's do this. I'm going to draw a card. Unrest. And yeah, they actually do have unrest over here in Artois. So they're going to get rid of that. Here's the thing. I'm not sure. I mean, I have unrest here too. But I think I should not be able to actually, well, heal that or whatever you want to call it, simply because you cannot do it in occupied towns. I don't know, I don't think there's a special rule for the bot, so I'm not going to allow it. And instead I'm simply going to spend the cube, discard a military card, and that's it. So that was the French action. So the Spanish, they will do a an explore action. They simply spend a cube, a diplomacy cubes. They can do that because of the navigators, so they don't have to spend military to do it. And then I'm going to move into the southeastern Atlantic. And I want to explore Africa. So let's see. That's a 2. That would be the Gold Coast or the Cape of Good Hope. I think I'm gonna have to pay a cube if I do not want to lose my my ship because of the skull. I had to do that, so I'm going to spend another cube, and that now gives me a claim down here at the Gold Coast. Okay, nice. And next, the English again. I think I'm going to do another explore action. And I'm going to continue my exploration in North America. That's a 1. And that gives me Virginia. So we can grab another claim and simply place it here. So we can generate a couple of cubes, a couple of colonists next turn. I think that makes a lot of sense. And we go now to the Austrians. Yeah, the Austrians will raise an army in Royal Hungary. We are not in such a bad shape anymore. We did a few trade actions. We're sitting now here on 22 bucks. So, I don't know, if we take 2 more loans or something, we can raise quite a reasonable army. The only problem is they have a general that gives them two dice, and I can take my king with a single die, and there's a big risk that I might die in battle then. But I think I have to take that risk. So let's see. Let's see how I'm going to do that. So here's something I forgot about. I should have done that during when I was declared war on. I should have done the call to arms immediately. I'm still going to allow that because I simply forgot it and I plan to do it. So I have to spend 1 cube as a defensive call to arms, and that gives me now 3 additional units from Bohemia that I can hire for free. And remember, my Bohemian army, they did a pretty good job last time. So yeah, now we're going to hire them. We bring them in our army. I only hired a single cavalry unit because I don't have any cavalry dice. But instead, I can hire a ton of other guys. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If I take 2 loans, I can hire a massive army. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to take 2 loans, which gives me 10 bucks. And I'm going to spend 24 to get all these to get all these 12 units that I have available in my manpower. So this is a reasonable army now. That's 4. Yeah, that's actually 12 units. Honestly, I'm not even sure if I have that many that I can hire. I might not be able to do so. The reason is I have only a limited military capacity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I can hire the 3 from Bohemia, I assume. I think I can only hire 10 units with a single action here. So that means I got to remove 3 units from here because I want my cavalry, and then I hired another 9. Yeah. Okay, so that's not that great, but I think it is still not bad. Okay, so that means I get 6 bucks back. Okay, that's it. And now we're gonna see a massive battle, I guess. Let's grab this one. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna take my king. I need every resource I can get. It's a risky gamble. I assume the guy will probably die, but I'm gonna risk it anyway. And we're gonna attack the Poles with 4 dice. And that was a terrible result. So the Poles lose a single unit. And the Poles get 5 dice. And they do 5 hits. Oh boy. Ugh, that's not looking good anymore. So we gotta remove 3 of ours and 2 of them. And that is not a good start at all. Horrible, horrible start. It's obviously a terrible start, but the thing is, do I want to retreat now? It probably doesn't do me any good, because the Poles can simply follow me and then defeat my army, and that gives them then another cube. So I don't really think that makes a lot of sense. Therefore, I guess I want to continue the fight. Oh, good Lord. So that's that's one more hit. This is terrible for the Austrians. It's a total disaster. That's when you have a bad general. Okay, I mean, yeah, the general is killed. The army is basically fucked. What a complete disaster. Oh boy, that was horrible. Absolutely terrible. Okay, at that point, I don't know, I might as well retreat. To save my cavalry or something. But the problem is, it really doesn't help. If I retreat, I basically give, I don't know. Oh man, that was such a disaster. Really the worst outcome possible. I don't know what to do here. Does it make sense to retreat? Not exactly. I might as well just die. Okay, at least I can destroy 2 more units of the Poles. And then the Poles will fight back. Oops. Okay, that is 4 damage because they only have 2 cavalry, but that's enough. So my whole army is destroyed. And I mean, that was just ridiculous. My king is dead, my army is destroyed, and the Poles, I think they took maybe 5 losses. No, only 4 actually. Goodness. So Ferdinand I, that was a shameful end. Yeah, okay, so just place him here. What a total disaster for Austria. Spent a ton of money. They will lose a lot of their empire. Absolutely horrible. I mean, it was a risky move, but I think it was not to be. It was hard to expect that it would turn out that poorly. Okay, I guess at that point I'm going to load it up. And yeah, now we're going to see the Poles sieging the area here in Royal Hungary. And because they have a cannon, I'm pretty sure they can also take Transylvania. Yeah, and then they're simply going to win that battle. The Austrians, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, and that's the funny part, there might be even a chance for them to come back. The Poles have to be careful because they only have 3 cubes. If they spend all their cubes, the Austrians could come back and simply take back what they have. So maybe the Poles are just going to take the Royal Hungary and then just wait there for a while. Because otherwise, yeah, I think that's actually what they have to do. That's a funny situation. I didn't realize that. That's a pretty cool rule, if you think about it. it does not really allow you to, even if you win the battles. But they, as long as they have a bit of money, they could simply hire, for example, if that army, after taking all that, would move in here, and then if they don't have any more cubes left, the Austrians could simply move back with 2 cannons or so, and then simply take their cities back, and they would only lose this area. But the Poles are more interested in Royal Hungary, I think. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to load this up. Bad turn for Hungary, for Austria. Okay, yeah, so hope to see you then. Bye.